This trip from Gqeberha to Cape Town was supposed to take less than 10 hours. Instead, we got trapped in terrible weather, managed to destroy a tire in the middle of nowhere, drove amongst the most horrible drivers on the road, and at some point I saw a lady doing something that made me question humanity.
Oh my god, what the hell is happening?
And the craziest part, we still haven't reached Cape Town and still things got worse and worse. So today we are attempting one of South Africa's most beautiful and most chaotic road trips. Let's go for a drive. As per tradition, two things need to happen before we drive off. First, we have to make sure the car is filled to the brim. And then two, we have to admire the car every now and then.
I know guys, this car is beautiful. What the hell? No man, this car is beautiful.
And if I knew what the road had in store for us, I wouldn't have taken our beautiful baby on this road trip. But hindsight is 2020. Maybe it's karma for saying that Knysna was underwhelming and saying that Gqeberha is Port Elizabeth. Please forgive me, because I see that there's people here who specialize in black magic. And needless to say, we are already 682 rands down because your fuel prices are getting expensive, guys. At this point, I wouldn't mind getting overtaken by a quid. But let's start the road trip and make our way to Cape Town. One thing I've noticed about the fuel increase is that it made Quid and I-10 drivers very confident. They don't want to move out of the fast lane anymore. And as of 10 May 2026, I recently filled up my car with 1,200 for a full tank. And I'm on the coast. I can only imagine what people in Johannesburg are going through. Let me know in the comment section how much at this point your fuel tank costs. Cause yeah, no, it's getting bad. And there's nothing that I love more on a road trip than meeting a driver who has driving etiquette. You know, a driver that understands that there's other people on this road and I'm not traveling alone. A driver that actually thinks about others. I know that in Cape Town that is very rare to find. Yeah, I know, but you know, when you find that person, you feel like you'd rather drive with them for the entire way, but you end up meeting such. And in my case, I don't get mad when someone does this. I just pass and move on with my life.
But I need to find a breakfast spot. I don't know where I'm going to find it. I don't know if I want to travel past Knysna or what do I want to do. So we're just gonna continue. I think we're on Setbacks right now. This is a place where there's a lot of bridges, but on the bridges they are so very high to the point where you can't even see the bottom, like this one. So very high up to the point where you can't see the bottom because there's valleys across the mountains, and one of those valleys the road crosses through. Looks so amazing, and it's also scary.
This bridge is so deep. I can't go in there because they say they're gonna fine me 200, but this is so deep and it looks so beautiful. Oh my god, I can't go in there because there's no place for like pedestrians to stand or anything. I don't know if they're still gonna build that, but this bridge is so deep. It's actually insane how deep this bridge is, and it looks beautiful. And almost immediately after leaving this area, the car alerted me that the front right wheel had pressure issues. And Mina, since I know my car, I decided to drive on because I was hungry. I wanted to go eat, and that's what I went to do. And that was a grave mistake. But to me, a car is important, but food is more importanter. So I went to Plettenberg Bay, which is a place that I loved, by the way, to get breakfast. And after this, it was Knysna way. From my last trip, I didn't want to believe that Knysna is as underwhelming as I thought it was the first time. And from my last trip as well, a lot of people have been telling me that Knysna is actually a very, very good place. So if you can, please let me know in the comment section which places in Knysna, if a person has never been there, should visit. Then at least I have a blueprint for next time. But at this point, I was glad that Knysna even exists on the map because I've filled up my tire 2 times and the warning keeps on coming back. It was at this point that I knew that something might be wrong, so I had to take a look outside and see what's happening, and it was bad. So the GTI currently has an issue. The front right tire is releasing air within intervals of me filling it up. So currently I'm in Knysna. I tried a few petrol stations and they don't have any people with the gear to patch a wheel. I don't either. I wanted to buy one, but I never bought one. So I have to go quickly to Super Quick and see if they'll be able to help me. But the tire is losing air. I just hope it's not something that is very, very bad. That is actually not fixable. So at this point, the wheel is close to the ground. Well, the rim is close to the ground, which makes me hell of a lot uncomfortable. So that's Super Quick. We're gonna go in there right now and see if they can't assist me. And yeah, you can tell how deflated the wheel was by how the dirt is getting closer and closer to the rim in the middle. So at least we got to Super Quick on time. And at this point, for me in my mind, this ruined the entire trip. So I needed to get home as quickly as possible, because it's one thing when you drive completely fine without any issues, and it's another thing when something like this happens. I had to go home as quickly as possible. Okay, we are done here. I think it should be fine now. I need to replace all of these tires. Yeah, I need to replace all of these tires. I just need to figure out which brand I'm gonna go with, because at this point they are faded. I'll decide on that and select which one I want to get, because yeah, they are completely done. It's a bit of a miracle that I'm still driving with these tires. So will we even make it back home? Well, let's find out. I know I said I'm not gonna stop anymore, but I had to make a stop at Victoria Bay just to see some waves. And I've realized that there's a lot of hidden places all around South Africa that are just waiting to be explored. And you know what? I'm gonna take it upon myself to explore most of these places as quickly as I can, as much as I can. And Victoria Bay was one of those places. It looks like a holiday type of home where you can just get there, relax, because it's so secluded. But after that, the one thing that was on my mind was Cape Town. It still hasn't rained as yet. I don't like driving in rain. And two, I don't know what to expect on the road, which is something crazy. At this point, we have done 554 kilometers with 7.2 liters to the 100 kilometers with an average speed of 80 kilometers an hour. So I had to refill for the last time for 930 rands, which amounted up to 1,900-ish.
So, it seems like it's dark here because we are heading closer and closer to Cape Town. And the rain has started. I just hope it's not that bad, getting closer and closer, because if it is bad, then I'll just have to start driving slowly. But I trust it should be fine. And we're gonna get there eventually. Oh my god. Jesus. Yo. What the? No man, no man, no man, no man. I think the South African government needs to rethink. We might need to have bathrooms, well, what is this, restrooms next to each and every freeway. Each and every maybe 100 kilometers there needs to be a restroom on the freeway.
Where are we? I don't know where we are right now, but it's raining heavily. I'm gonna go soon because I'm stopping some cars from pouring petrol. I have to move because yeah, it's been a long day. I think I'm like an hour away from Somerset West. Okay, it seems like strands, but it seems like it's fine. But yeah, we are moving and we'll make it out. Matusa, we should be fine. After 783 kilometers, 9-hour drive, an average of 7.2 liters per 100 kilometers with an average speed of 81 kilometers, I have made it to, where am I even at right now? I have made it to, I think this is Somerset West, I think. So the journey ends here. I'm right behind Eskom. There might be load shedding right now, we don't know, but I'm right behind Eskom. The power grid is right here. This has been a ride. I think today it was more so bad because of the tire. Yeah, that killed my entire mood. But
We made it through after driving for a long time. It's currently raining right now. Well, it's chilled. I think it's gonna come back and rain later. But for now, it's still it's windy actually. It's cold. I bought some food, so I'm going to eat. After that, I might just sleep. I'll wash this car. It's a weekend, so I'll wash this car whenever I get around to washing it. But the drive has been a good drive. From Cape Town to PE, and then from PE to Cape Town. We made it. Hopefully you enjoyed the entire series, both videos. Until the next one, until the next road trip. You guys have been crying for a road trip, so there you go. I don't know where the next one will take us, but the garden route, I have to say, has to be one of the most beautiful roads I've ever driven in South Africa. And I've driven in a lot of roads. I still have to explore Mpumalanga, which I will do at some point, but garden route was one of the best roads that I've ever driven in, just because of how nice it is to drive on and how beautiful it is. So leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Until the next one, I bought KFC right now. I'm going to eat KFC. I haven't eaten Zinger wings in a long time, so I bought KFC. Let me know what you think below. Until the next one, it's love and peace.